Hello and welcome again to another edition of the TheGroveCast. I'm Brian Farmer. Good to see all of you today. Thanks for tuning in. Apologize that we have not had a TheGroveCast drop in a long time. Hey, it's my fault, not our executive producer Emily's fault whatsoever. We're working on bringing some more stuff, so stay tuned. But for today, the long-awaited NYC, Nazarene Youth Conference edition. We took our teams to Phoenix, Arizona back in July, and all over the whole USA, Canada region for Nazarene teens. Nazarene Youth International had a 3-day and evening time of worship and service and being together out in Phoenix, Arizona. It's a fantastic time. So we thought it would be a good treat to have all the kids that went and the sponsors and the adults and to just share a little bit about their time and what that meant, all the work leading up to it, what a great, powerful time it had. And so here's 3 or 4 conversations I had with everybody, sharing their thoughts and what they brought back and how the Lord really touched them while they were out there in Phoenix. So we hope you enjoy it.
I was lost, but then you came, sent your son and called my name. Now I'm found in you, found in you. Love released me from my shame, raised to life back from the grave. Now I'm found in you, found in you. Jesus, your love covers all my sin. Mercy, meeting me right where I am. Revival, bringing me to life again. 'Cause you found me, now my future's in your hands. I was lost, but then you came, sent your son and called my name. Now I'm found in you, found in you. Love released me from my shame, raised to life back from the grave. Now I'm found in you, found in you. You lead, I follow. With every breath I take, with every word I say, my life in your hands. The more I find who you are, the more I know who I am.
Now I'm sitting here with Jake and Connor, 2 of our teens as well that went to NYC. Hey everybody, I'm here with Jordan and Katie, and they are here to talk about their experience at NYC. I'm here with our illustrious duo of our NY president, Nicole Rogers, and our worship leader / sponsor as well, Angie Pullen. Ladies, they're so excited to be here. I'm here with Carson Rogers and Ethan Crisp, 2 of my favorite graduated high school seniors. Actually, they're the only 2 in the room right now. You guys went to NYC back in July. Tell me, we had, a year fundraising and all the work we did?
Yep.
Getting ready for it. When you heard we were going, what was your first thought about when you heard what it's all about?
I just thought it was super cool. Won the chance to go out west. I had never been out west. Go to Arizona, and do some mission work while we were there and learn more about God and get to meet thousands of other teens who feel the same way I do about God.
So Ethan, when you were like, hey, we're going to NYC, you're going to get to be a part of it. You know, you wanted to go. What was your first thought?
I thought it was going to be boring. I'm not going to lie.
Okay. Why'd you think it would be boring?
I don't know. It's just I thought it was going to be more like work instead of like fun, like gospel and all that. It's just working all the time. And it was actually pretty interesting. I liked it a lot.
My first thought, I didn't actually think it was going to happen. I thought it would have been something like cool to go, but as much as it was, I didn't actually think it was going to happen.
Because why?
It was just so much money, and like we've never done anything that big, so to fundraise for it, I didn't know how we were going to do it.
Basically the same thing. It started off pretty slow, like getting fundraising and doing stuff for it, so that kind of made it more weary in my mind that we would actually go or not, you know.
My first thought was I was interested and it seemed like a lot of fun. I didn't really know what it was at first, and I was just excited to, try something new.
Yeah, I was excited to go to new places and meet new people. the very first thought that entered my mind was, God, I have just got Winter Whiteout figured out. How am I gonna do Phoenix?
Yeah.
No, I mean, it sounded like a really cool thing, and I thought it sounded great, but I really didn't know, if the kids were going to be excited about going, or if it was really God's will. And through the video that they showed as they talked about it and everything like that, all those kids started looking back at me going, I want to go. And I thought, okay, well, we'll see if they bring it up again.
Right.
And they did. So,
right.
And God started talking to me and said, this is supposed to happen. And I was like, oh, wow.
And you
so
got that
it felt overwhelming at first with all the money we had to raise, and I didn't know even where to start. But I think when Angie came up to me and said, I want to be a part of this, that kind of gave me the confidence. Okay, maybe I can do this if I have help.
Right.
And so that's.
So Angie, when you heard we were going, your first thought was?
I originally wanted to go so my goddaughter would go, Katie. Katie was new to Cherry Grove, and then also Kelly, my daughter, went 4 years ago, and I saw how it transformed her life. And after going to it, wow, you can see how it changes teenagers' lives and adults as the sponsors.
No kidding.
It does change our lives too.
Yeah. We land and we're finally there and we got the other things done, but we get to the arena.
I just want to bring up before we got there, because we had a good night before we flew out the next day. We had a good night of devotions, because my prayer is that our group together, that our hearts would be open, our minds would be open, and that they're going to be changed forever.
Right. Right.
And that devotional before we left was a big thing.
Yeah.
That was the start of it all. Well, I guess I should say the start of it all is Nicole and her leading in devotions, but that night before we left, I think that really helped them to open their hearts and minds. Cell phones were put away. They were listening.
Yeah.
They were ready to receive God. So when we got to NYC and we got to the arena, wow, to see over 8,000 people there, 9,000 people, to see that many people ready to worship God, and all of them. I mean, everybody's holding their hands up and they're truly only worshiping God. They're not thinking about what they're going to do next after they get out of here. They're ready. They're on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we talk about getting to do the mission thing. What about when we went and did the Feed My Starving Children Day?
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I wish we would have done more of that stuff.
Yeah.
I kind of when I was going there, I was kind of expecting every day we would do something like that instead of not just one day, which is fine. I understand I was more focused on getting closer to God, not so much the mission work, but I really enjoyed that. That was just really cool to be able to be a part of something like that.
The whole time you just felt like your hands were on something that's going to directly affect somebody's life, right? Same with you?
Yeah, practically.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun, actually. I enjoyed it, helping the community and helping people that are less fortunate.
Yeah. Plus you guys set a record too for the 2-hour period, right? Or 3-hour period or whatever it was.
The 2 hour.
Yeah, 49. Or how many boxes did you do?
50? Yeah.
50 boxes. So you're pouring all that stuff in that whole package of stuff, right? If anybody watching doesn't know what we did, it was Feed My Starving Children, and they do this. What's it called? Manifest or something manna.
Yeah, it was rice, and it had the soy protein, and then it had vegetables and some seasoning, and it was the one bag could feed a child for several days or something, even I think maybe a week or maybe even 2. It was it fed them a long time just with the nutrients and stuff like that was in there, and they would show before and after pictures of a child after it had been on there for 3 or 4 months, and it was just a crazy difference that they showed, and it was
that just blew me away, didn't it? You when they showed the difference in their health and stuff. So it was fun, and that it's amazing to find out you're working to help somebody, but it was a good time. They played music and
it wasn't boring at all.
No.
When you're actually doing it, it doesn't really seem like mission work. You obviously know, I'm doing this to help other people, but it's just a fun activity that you do all together, and it's just cool to see how it's all put together in the whole process.
Yeah, you feel really good after.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's we made that much food. We can feed that many people. That was really cool.
Well, I was just excited that we didn't have to go outside because it's nice, but it was 115, 110 there.
That day was
and
hot.
the day before, we got the shortest amount of work. We only had to work for 2 hours, but the people before that were working outside for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. I mean, it was automatically better because it was inside, and then we saw the facility, and it was better.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot because the projects were different.
Yeah.
Everybody didn't do the same thing. We were just blessed to get the inside 2-hour packing job, right? When you heard that's what we were doing, though, and you're wondering, because they say, okay, we're going to feed my starving children. I'll tell you what I thought, but what did you think?
Mine, when they said that, I was like, I didn't know it was going to happen. I was thinking it was going to be a lot for us to do, and how they were making it to be, like it was going to be a lot of work that I don't think we would have been able to do as much as we actually did.
Yeah. I thought we were going to be actually feeding people in a soup kitchen or something. The way they made it sound, I'm thinking, maybe this will be all right because we get to meet people. But it was even better because the environment, wasn't it? When they got the music going, and you guys absolutely slaughtered the record for packing on your crew over there. So it was a lot of fun.
I really liked packing like the bags of rice and food that were being sent to the kids that needed it. I thought that was really fun because it was like a big competition. It was really fun.
That I won, but
no, our team won.
Oh
yeah, we were.
I think mine was also the rice too. It was like really like hands-on, and like it wasn't like we were sitting, and it's good to see everything like keep moving.
What was your favorite night of the worship times, the service times that we had? Did you have a favorite night?
The first session with the poet.
Yeah.
She was amazing. I looked over at Grace and like, oh my gosh, like we were so into it, and she was just awesome.
Yeah. I had never heard of her before, and man, she nailed it. It was really, really good.
She was really good.
Yeah. What about you?
I don't know my favorite session. They were all pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a favorite.
What's your favorite memory of NYC?
The state.
You
I like
love it?
Arizona. We went there last year, and I like it a lot.
Yeah, your favorite thing is the climate, right?
Mm-hmm.
You like it is dry and not humid and stuff like that. What's your favorite thing about you come back besides give me something spiritual besides the state? What's your
Probably
favorite
the
thing
environment, and how they got the arena and stuff like that. Like that was pretty interesting, and it was just like you could like feel the Holy Spirit move throughout the place.
Mm-hmm. In a big place like that, it was pretty cool, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jake, what's your favorite thing coming back with?
Definitely being in Arizona. But I think it would be like worshiping with everyone and getting to do the work that we did for like the kids. Packing the meals, but then just worshiping for the Lord. That was the best part.
When you look around a room that big and you find out no matter where we're from, it's the same God that we serve. That's pretty fun, wasn't it? Pretty good.
Best memory was probably either the Grand Canyon or like the trip to Arizona, because we were all so excited and just ready to be there.
I kind of just like the plane ride and just looking out the window and then just eating like food when we're done.
I think when I turned around and realized that every single one of our kids were sane.
Yeah.
Because they don't always. So just
Yeah.
like you said, the worship and just them opening up to it.
Yeah. There was definitely a lot of melting and some good plowing in their hearts by the Holy Spirit for sure. Yeah. Watching them all sing together, that's enough to... My hair was standing up. You couldn't tell, but it was. I was excited. You're right. Angie, what about you?
It has to be, the teens. I mean, I won't mention names, but one of them had their head on your shoulder and they're bawling. They're bawling like a baby.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
God using them. We, as we're growing up in the church, I'm old time Nazarene, and they're always the people, elders are always talking about they're the future of the church. And there was a speaker, and I don't have his name down, but he said or she said, "You are not the future of the church. You are the church."
Mm-hmm.
That is so important for our kids these days to know
for sure
that they are the church.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to be the church in 10 years. They are the church right now, and we need to get them involved. And
if we don't have a place for them now, they won't be here in 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. That's right. So it was all a good experience, right? Yeah. So in 4 years, we're going to go again. I don't know where we're going to go. You guys are going to go with sponsors. You already know that, right?
I'd love to.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you. If it works out, I don't know in 4 years' time what your college, you may be getting out of college by that time. I don't know how long you have to go. We're going to talk about college in a minute, but
2023 is when I'm supposed to graduate.
okay. Not for your degree. Tell everybody where you're going and what you're studying.
I'm going to Northern Michigan University for Mechanical Engineering Technology.
Very good. And you're going,
To North Central for criminal justice.
that's right. Ethan's going to be the guy walking up to your window saying, "May I see your license and registration, please?" And if you need help on getting out of jail, then Carson can design you a way to bust through the cell block. In 4 years' time, talk to future people to tell the kids that may say, "That's a lot of fundraising. I don't know if I want to be that far from home." All the questions and doubts you guys may have had, what would you tell somebody who might be thinking, is it really worth all the effort?
100%. It is 100% worth the effort. There was definitely times with some of the fundraising, I was like, really, again? Because like just with we had pretty much exactly a year to start the fundraising, so it made us cram a lot of it all together, and that was a lot.
Yeah.
And so like there's definitely times where I was like, why do we have to do this? Like, why is it really going to be that awesome to be able to do it? And it is something you'll never, like, it's definitely a once in a lifetime experience. I know people say that and you're like, oh, is it really? But it definitely is. It's celebrate life on steroids, and like celebrate life is amazing in itself. Like, that's something I've always looked forward to, but this is definitely something that even as a sponsor I would love to go to.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
Yeah. Celebrate life on steroids. I love that.
Yeah.
That's it, isn't it? Because it's even on a larger scale, even faster pace, doing bigger stuff even without, and you have time to reflect. That's what I like. It's not so fast paced that you're just overloaded.
You're there for a week instead of like 3 days.
Isn't that good?
Well, even that week, it was just kind of like, oh my gosh, it's already over.
Yeah, I did not want to leave.
Like, yeah,
I know,
it was
right?
so much fun.
Yeah. I thought, okay, a week, and I kept thinking, boy, it's going to be a long time, and I was looking forward to it, but even at that, I was like, it's Sunday already? You know, we're going back.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So you would tell somebody thinking with doubts or whatever, what would you tell them?
It's worth every penny that you work for. It's even worth more than that. The whole experience there is just amazing.
Yeah.
I would tell them it would be definitely worth it, and that you can take things away from it and you can use it in your everyday life, and just the experience you get from it is absolutely wonderful.
Absolutely. Connor?
Pretty much the same thing. It's a good experience, and it's a good life experience. It's gonna last you for the rest of your life, and you're gonna like kind of relate back to that as you go on with your life and stuff.
Yeah. It's not something you'll forget, you know. Get to talk to people that are even my age that got to go back whenever they were in your position. They still talk about it, you know.
If you have the chance, do it. Take it. It is something you will never forget.
Man, good. You got the final say, big man.
Practically just what Carson said. It's just worth everything to the world. I thought I would hate it, and I ended up loving it. And I wish I could go back, but hopefully in 4 years, if you guys can go, I'll go again.
As soon as we find out where it is, we'll tell you. We'll start saving pennies.
Just keep an open mind, and may seem different at first, but it's a lot of fun, and you get to meet a whole bunch of new people who believe the same things you do and feel the same way. So it's a lot of fun.
Like, everything is like different every day, and you're just gonna meet a new set of people, and like it's like there's just a lot to take in. It's so much fun.
Talk to the kids that went last time, because I think that is the best example of what it does, how big of an impact it has, and it's awesome. I don't have words for it, to be completely honest.
No, yeah.
I don't know how to describe just the feeling in that arena.
That's it. Yeah, for sure. Angie, what would you tell them?
Same thing. Have our kids, talk to them and encourage them and let them know God's going to provide a way. He's going to make a way, even when you don't see it. we're 50 years old. You're young.
Younger.
And,
Way younger.
you know, I've just seen God countless times be faithful to us with Craig and myself and watching our kids grow up. And I'm just praying that God will use what happened this past July and use our kids in this world that's so broken right now.
It's like a planting time. It may not be fully bloomed yet, but over time you hear and see more come out of that from that day. And God's just going to keep pouring water on it for sure. So 2023 is the next one. So are we going?
We should start fundraising now, maybe.
Not a bad idea, actually. You know, start squirreling something away for that. But they come up and they're like, Nicole, we want to go.
Yeah.
There's the kids coming up. We want them to experience it as well, don't we? We have no idea where it's going to be at, but we want them to get to go, right?
Well, in any youth trip or youth, it's really fun to see them grow closer, not only to God but to each other, and just create a stronger bond between them, so that they want to go to this stuff and have fun together. And I think it creates a bond not only at school but also at church and then when we're traveling. And I think it's awesome. I think youth group times are really, really important for those very things.
Absolutely. And we've got a pretty good calendar carved out throughout the year of the things that we go from that we look forward to.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Some are smaller and some are big, but every single one is a really good experience.
Yeah, they have their place, don't they? For
Yeah.
sure. So last comment, NYC 2019.
It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. I mean, I feel like it was life-changing for me as well as the kids.
Sure.
To be honest. So.
Angie?
Just speechless.
Yeah.
God is good.
Yes. Amen. So when you guys start out with college, Carson, I mean, as we're filming this, you leave tomorrow? I don't even know what to say about that. Ethan, you leave in a week, right? So you guys, huge part of our youth group. You know we're going to miss your faces. And I'm not going to start crying right now about it either, because, I mean, it's really all I've known is you guys being around here. So you're going to come back on holidays and stuff. You're going to miss us. Don't act like you're not.
We will.
But, you know, you guys are destined for great things, and I'm glad nothing just happens. The timing happened for this to be perfectly set for you guys to be going off now on your own, heading to college, to have this big of a send-off. So don't forget the things that God taught you, you know. Ladies, I appreciate and love your lives and your heart, and thanks for being a part of this. And there's good things to come out of even this moment, let alone in the future. So thank you. Thanks for braving the cameras and sitting down today, too. Last thought?
I want to move to Arizona.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Arizona, you've been warned. The two of them are ready
A
to
lot
come.
better than Michigan.
The weather's it's doable, isn't it? All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
NYC was a really great experience. I had a lot of fun with our group, but more importantly, I think we all grew spiritually, not only as individuals, but also as a group, and we all learned a lot. The message of love God, love others, love lived was really important for me to hear. Over and over throughout the week, I was hearing examples of how people pushed past their fears and doubts in order to go and love others in whatever ways God had led them to. I was hearing examples of how grace was extended when it wasn't deserved, and how our actions can affect our life, because what we do to the lowliest of people is what we do to God. I would definitely say that NYC was a wake-up call to get over myself and do what I'm called to do. Even if we don't exactly know what that is yet, opening up ourselves to the possibilities and opportunities that God presents to us is a good place to start. And I'm very grateful that I was able to attend the conference and to have spent the week with a really awesome group of people.
I want to thank everybody for their time and for sitting down here with me and sharing their thoughts on NYC. If I would talk about that, I would probably agree with everything that they said, right down to this is an awful lot that we have to get done in a short period of time. But it just one more time cemented the foundational truth that what God wants to have happen, He'll make a way. And He sure did there. And I believe we had some times during that week that we'll never forget. Good, learning, spiritual, worship, you know, even some lessons that God had to show myself where I was even lacking. So it was a great time. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you enjoy our podcasts all throughout the future and in the days to come. We appreciate you tuning in and watching and listening. God bless you.